Hi guys, welcome back to the People's Duchess. I am so happy that you guys are here. I have really good news that I want to get to in this episode. It's just, we keep eating good from Sussex September into, I think they're calling it Sussex-tober. I'm not sure. I think they have a couple different names for it, but it's spooky season for me. I love Halloween. This is probably only the second thing that I really like about winter. The first one being the fall attire, the fall fashion shows in the various cities. I love all of that. But the winter itself, the cold itself, I'm not a big fan of. It is just, that's why I live in a very warm place, because I need to be warm at all times. So not looking forward to the ice and the sleet and the snow, but I do love a good coat moment like Meghan has been serving. This week, actually, we have found out that Archwell Foundation is hosting its very first ever summit, which I am super excited about. It's extraordinary. It's a pivotal summit that's set to make history as their inaugural. It has Harry and Meghan's thumbprint on it. It's via Archwell, so you know it's like super professional. And I just wrote about this on my blog, The People's Duchess. It is up right now, and you can go ahead and read that at thepeoplesduchess.co. It's a really good one because I love that they're talking about mental health. I love that this is something that's very near and dear to them. It's bittersweet that they have to champion this cause and advocate for this cause, but they're doing what I think any smart parents and loving parents would do. They're trying to ensure that the landscape isn't as hostile for their children. You want to leave the world in a better place for your children. You want them to thrive more than you, and you want the world to be safer and kinder to them than it was to you. So this is a really important roundtable discussion. It features really heavy hitters. CNN morning anchor Poppy Harlow. You've got Anderson Cooper, Sally Yates, former district attorney, U.S. district attorney, former Obama advisor and press secretary David Axelrod. You've got just a lot of really important people in this summit. It's all being moderated by Carson Daly, who is a huge advocate for mental health. He talks very frequently about his mental health and his struggles, and I'll link some resources to some mental health aid down below. It's very important. Like I said in my last video, I'm a history buff, so I love reading about how culture and civilization was before my time, and a reoccurring theme in history is that people can be very brutal. I'm surprised. I still get surprised. I shouldn't, but I do still get surprised when I see the type of brutality that I see online and then translate into reality. So when I see the videos that are just, fights or just really crazy news stories, shootings, I get surprised and sad, of course. We've been talking about this for years now, and it just doesn't seem like there's going to be any real change unless each of us individually just start saying what it is that we're all so angry about. Because I think a lot of people are just very upset. They've been fighting in certain areas of the world since I was born, since before I was born, so I understand that there's always going to be some conflict, and world peace would be great, but it's probably not achievable in my lifetime. So I focus as much as I can on the positive stuff. So my channel is dedicated to the positivity. It's dedicated to the light, to the resources. I am a woman who likes to put fellow women on game. And I know that's kind of cheesy nowadays, and it certainly doesn't make any money, because I would be like rich by now. And if I, no. It's not even, it's not that because I talk about positive things. It's because I'm not as consistent as I should be. I'm not going to gaslight any of you. I definitely have been on hiatus too often, too long. And I could have worked on it for all these years now and had 4 years, like a solid 4 years in, and been a much bigger channel. But my 9 to 5 is insane and I love it. And I absolutely love it. I love the people I work with. I love what I do. But I work a regular job and it's very demanding and it's crazy. I have direct reports. I have to approve a lot of things, reject things, and we have to iterate. So it's not a job that I can just leave at 5, clock out and leave there and not take home. I work from home and I'm always on like either my laptop or my desktop or something, trying to figure out a solution to something or solve a problem here or put out a fire there. So I apologize. I come to you guys with like open arms and like a basket full of like virtual hugs. Like I understand that I have to work harder at my passion in order to succeed at it. So that's exactly what I'm doing now. And I'm just really trying to build up the channel. I am making the time. It's like 4:38 p.m. Friday here, and I am like, okay, no, I'm getting off of work and I'm going to make this video. And that's what I'm doing, and I'm proud of myself. I'm patting myself on the back here because I've loved connecting with you guys. I've absolutely loved making these videos. I love this channel and I'm building it up as much as I can right now so that I can do this full time. So I love Archwell as a foundation. Archwell as a studio has produced award-winning content like the Archetypes podcast, which won 2 different awards. It has produced the Me You Can't See with Oprah. It has produced the Harry and Meghan documentary, the record-breaking Harry and Meghan documentary, World Central Kitchen, and recently Shay Mitchell's company Base and other companies like Travelist. It doesn't seem like they have like that long extended summer break. They're out at games with the team, they're working, they're obviously producing during the summer. So it does seem to me like they work year round. I think that they've adapted the regular American 9 to 5 where you kind of take your time off whenever you can schedule your PTO, and there's no like 3 or 4 months of summer holidays. There's a schedule, and that's a year-round schedule like everyone else works. The focus is mental health awareness with a specific emphasis on the digital world as it relates to youth. So this is a chat with parents and kids about the digital landscape and how it has affected their mental health. There's something that really sets this event apart for me, the working behind the scenes with parents. They've been at this for about a year, just quietly working with these parents and the communities of these children and kids and young adults who have gone through really horrific tragedy online with online counterparts, and it doesn't get more real than that. So I think that this is probably going to be one of these game changer conversations where a lot of people are engaged and involved. And my biggest hope for this is that maybe just one of these hate accounts hear this, and it's a long stretch because, you know, those are people who are very far gone. They're mostly bots anyway, so they're just programmed to do what they do. But my hope is that someone who has that type of outlook hears this conversation, it resonates with them, and they start doing the work to purge themselves and detox from this type of behavior. Well, I started my education in nursing and pivoted to psychology and ended up working in a psychiatric facility when I first got out of college and started working. And I can tell you that a lot of physical ailments manifest themselves from mental illnesses. So you do have things that contribute to high blood pressure, hypertension, stroke, heart disease, and those things are things like anger, constant stress, overwhelming grief. They manifest themselves into physical ailments. So you're literally also hurting yourself the hatred and the rage every single day. That's like drinking poison and expecting the person that you're directing the rage to be the one to die. It makes no sense, and you're killing yourself in the process. So when you're that angry all the time, what we do know is that you will eventually build your body up to a tense, hyper tense place where your heart is always racing. And then there's a lot of the stress related illnesses. For example, grinding teeth when you're stressed out. That is eventually going to cause a lot of nerve damage and pain, not only in your mouth, but it's going to resonate down your neck, and it's going to make your chest tight. You're going to feel that everywhere, and it's going to suck. And that's a physical manifestation of a stress factor. Same with migraines and headaches. You can be thinking about something so furiously for so long without the ability to bring your blood pressure down or self-regulate. You cannot bring your body into check, so your brain just starts like thudding against its skull, like trying to escape the toxicity of your body. No, that's not scientifically what happens, but people who do experience rage migraines because they can't calm down, that is cause and effect. And you're suffering a physical manifestation of the stress that you yourself, mind you, this is not stress from an outside indicator. This is not someone coming up to you and punching you in the face and now you're stressed out. You are on your laptop or phone, Googling things that you know will make you angry. And then once you've finally managed to pry yourself away from the electronic source of your rage, then you just go start raging in the real world for a few hours to anyone who will listen. You will call up anybody and rage about whatever. That is all mental health affected. That is a problem. A lot of people don't see rage or anger or stress or grief or loss as mental health issues, but they all are mental health issues. So it's a more common problem than I think a lot of people are willing to admit. I do have a lot of hope in the future, especially with some of the initiatives that Harry and Meghan have brought forth. I can't wait to see how they're implemented and the data from how they are actively combating this culture of harassment and abuse. And I'm excited about that. But I'll be completely honest, I don't have too much faith that we are at a point where we can look at ourselves and say, you know what, I'm going to stop doing this for the money. This is wrong. And unfortunately, I don't think that people are yet evolved enough to not have to use violence or harm others to get what they want or get their point across. So I think that this is a very interesting discussion. I think that this discussion is long overdue. I love that they're getting visibility for it now. She's very vibrant. Her cadence is very good. She has a very professional mannerism of speaking, and she's always had this, as observed when she made her valedictorian speech when she was, I believe that was in junior high or middle school. So she's always had the capability to command a crowd, to draw that attention, to speak with authority. And we know better than to just pay attention to what she's wearing or how she looks. She looks great. She always looks great. Fine. But what's all going on over here too? Because the things that she talks about, we, the Squaddies out there and persons like myself who have dedicated a lot of time to their cause, we like to support those causes. So we're very interested, and it goes beyond the skin, it goes beyond the clothes, and it goes beyond the shoes. But I think that the tide is turning. There's a hate for profit campaign that's going on, and I think that it's important that people are speaking up about their mental health experiences, because honestly, if we did more of that, I think honestly there would be fewer of these hate channels. It's important not to regurgitate it. It's important not to ingest it. For me, I obviously am on Twitter and I'm on social media, but I have a really strong blockchain and I use it every single day. I use it because I don't want to see that stuff. I do not care to immerse myself into those types of unhealthy behavior. So for me, my feed looks a lot like Simone Biles, hand claps to her. It has a lot of tech stuff. I'm listening to a lot of audiobooks, some investment stuff, some REIT stuff for rentals. Normal feed. I do not want to spend every minute of the day immersed in nonsense. And I'm tempted. I'm very tempted to, make a comment about some of the wiggery that's been going on, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep it above board and classy because that's what we do, and we're only interested in things that will help move humanity forward. I am looking forward to seeing some of their solutions about how they plan on keeping parents and their children knowledgeable about the dangers of these online types of predatory behaviors, how to keep them safe from bullying and cyber stalking, how to keep them educated and resilient so that they have the capacity to talk about it with friends and family and make a plan if something like that is happening, or if they start seeing it in one of their friends. They can identify it and they can talk to them about it, and that friend can get some help too. So this is really a great summit all around that everyone is looking forward to. It's also a testament to Prince Harry's journey. As a combat veteran, he obviously served 2 tours in the Middle East, and his firsthand experience in that kind of high stress combat zone exposed him to the trauma that he didn't quite understand or wasn't quite able to grapple with until much later. And I can only imagine what his mental health was like at the end of that. And then there's Meghan. Her life was once a dream life, punctuated by champagne lunch at Bergdorf's in between set and shooting and flying and giving humanitarian awards at the UN. Great life, wonderful life. That then was utterly shattered by the relentless public scrutiny and falsehoods perpetuated by some of the media outlets in the UK. Those false narratives, unfortunately, like the one claiming that, she made Kate cry, took a toll on her mental health. And unfortunately, there are some very easily brainwashed people who get very angry very quickly and want to harm based off of things that they see on social media. So you had this article that really riled people up and made people want to literally harm her. Camilla Tomney wrote a lie, a flat out lie, that got really out of control really quickly, and I felt so bad for Meghan at the time. Still do. It's still kind of a pile-on, but at least we're trying to negate some of that. I know at least the squad is. We're on alert 24/7. It's not going down, buddy. Circling back to where we are now, I'm really glad that they have made it out on the other side, that they are doing really well, they're flourishing, they look great, their children are thriving, everyone looks good, everyone's doing great, and I really hope we get another Christmas card. One can only hope. I also am hoping that this is the first inaugural Archwell Summit. I think that they have so much more to say. There's a lot of intricate conversation that needs to occur around this. So I'm definitely hoping that this is an inaugural thing and that we see a yearly type of summit like this, or bi-yearly even would be even better, because mental health, I think, is one of our nation's leading crises. In fact, one of the world's leading crises, especially after the last several years where we've all really been bogged down more than normal. People have lost a lot during this time. So I think this conversation around mental health is absolutely necessary. There are no better people to helm this particular subject matter and summit than the Sussexes. They have been through the ringer. They have been through the fire. They have come out victorious. They are like the phoenix rising out of the ashes. They're literally rising out of the ashes, rebuilding. I love that for them, and I cannot wait to see what this summit brings and the end result. So thank you so much, you guys, for hanging out with me and deep diving into Archewell's first inaugural, hopefully, mental health summit. Go ahead and drop your comments down below. What do you think of Harry and Meghan's triumphant return to the Big Apple? And it's definitely okay to speculate as to what Meghan might turn up in, because I am dying to see as well. And I have also linked below some of that contact center help. Please use the number or go online if you need someone to talk to. Thanks again for watching, guys. Have a great rest of your weekend. Bye.